Fantastic. Hello, Emily. So
So,
nice to have you here. Emily, please introduce yourself to everyone.
hi everybody. My name is Emily Zhu. I'm a senior product manager from AWS QuickSight. So
For those,
excited to be here.
so for some people here who are just like new to QuickSight, can you tell them like really what is it?
Yeah, for sure. Uh, QuickSight is AWS cloud native, serverless, and self-service business intelligence tool. So nowadays, like a lot of companies and organizations are really striving to provide those tools for all their employees, not only their IT, not only their data scientist team, but all their employees to be able to use such tools to build business insights outside of the data. So Amazon QuickSight is such a tool that is powerful and then simple for all users to build their dashboard in a very easy way in a cloud base.
That's awesome. That's really cool, Emily. So is there any way that we could see some of this as it's happening, to see some of the dashboards that you can show us?
Yeah, of course. So actually, let's bring up some demo, and I have slides to show you what our QuickSight's dashboards look like.
Okay, let's take a look at that.
All right. Let's see. Let me bring this up.
And as Emily's bringing that up, just all you who are here live, if you've got a question, pop it in the chat. We're going to be looking through those, and we then ask them to Emily if anything comes to mind.
For sure. Yeah, so let me first talk about QuickSight, different dashboards, what QuickSight can do, and then I can specifically talking about this exciting launch that we just launched for our analytical capability. So in the screen, you basically can see like QuickSight's some of the dashboard that QuickSight can do. In that dashboard, it's showing you a summary of the business dashboard, having different metrics over there, and then aspect of different business. You can just interact with it, click here, see some heat map here and there, see a lot of data displayed in different way. The second one I want to show is kind of like a traditional reporting type. Like it's just showing you like how those taxes are calculated for different country based on different rules, different rates. And so let's see the third one is basically some interactions. Now it's getting more interested. You can just click here and there and then see different combination of, for example, gender and age group. And then you can see different inflammation rates for different body parts in this one fancy dashboard. The last one I want to show you is basically this business summary dashboard. You see a lot of metrics on the top. We call it KPI, and then those numbers are all calculated based on like a very complicated data set in behind. And then you see to the left, there's some like business summary insights chart. We call it insights. And then you see a lot of number over there. All those numbers are all based on our powerful capability to do the calculation at runtime. So this is what QuickSight can do for you, and it's like much more than that.
Yeah, if you can tell us more about the actual feature launch, and maybe we can see some stuff in the console as well.
Yeah, totally. So the new feature that we're launching, actually, it's called level aware calculation. Let me just switch back to this. So level aware calculation is one of our features that people just ask for so long and then so excited to launch. It's basically a calculation capability that for user will be able to define their calculation, either aggregation function or window function at any level in their data set, independent of the visual. That's a super like capability that unlock a lot of the capability, because before everything need to be dependent on the visual level. Now it's independent. You can design or you can define your calculations at any level that you want. And then I do want to take you guys through the journey of what people are using QuickSight, and then talk about how the new feature can bring us. So in this slide, you can basically show the journey start with all the data set. People store their data set in different data sources, and then we support all those data sources to pull data in. when people pour those data in, they combine the data set all together, develop like those complicated data sets to build visual from. And then a lot of times those data sets are sometimes it's like one-to-one relationship, pretty straightforward. Sometimes it's like one-to-many relationship. And then many of the times it's like the third one. It's like many-to-many relationship, super complicated levels. And so this feature that we're now launching will be able to help you to slice and dice and then find the right level in your data and then help you build the calculation as you want.
Cool. That's really cool, Emily. Thanks for all this detail. So can we see maybe a more concrete example of how someone would use this feature?
Yeah, of course. So now we're building this capability. Our users don't need to go to the original data source and then do all those data manipulation, data prep. They will be able to directly in the visual and then build some calculation to answer some questions. So I'm listing out some questions in here that people can use to answer business insights. So we start from the very simple question, like what are the total sales for each product? It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. You can directly using some of the capability that we have now. And now things getting a little bit complicated. People want to see the total sales for the best selling product for each country. So you're basically looking for some calculation that nest the total of your sales with some max calculation in it. And then the third one is even more complicated. It's like you want to see the average sales for each country, but that average sales is not at any other level. It's at the state level. So you need to aggregate the sales by the state and then calculate the total average for each country. There's some more even complicated problems, such as like how many customers have purchased once, twice, and so forth of the product. So it's kind of like using the calculation as a dimension of the problem to see like a histogram or so. And then the last question I listed here is like, what is the percentage of purchase count for each customer whose salary is higher than 1,000? So it's now like getting even more complicated to interact the calculation with some filters and so in the visualization. So all those problems, in addition to that, there will be a lot of many other that our users are usually so creative of come up with their problem and using QuickSight and then not listed here. But those problems can be now all solved by level aware calculation.
Awesome. That's really cool. So I think we want to maybe see a little more in depth with an actual demo. Is that possible? Can we see that?
Of course. Yeah. So I'll quickly talk about the two example, and then our software developer phone will be able to demo it how we do it in QuickSight. So we're talking about two main problems here. For demo. The first one is there are duplication of data. As people combine different data sources, you can see there's duplication. For customer, there are different lines because they have different item purchased. And then our problem is I want to see average salary by customer. So for A and C, those customer duplication, how do we deal with it? Now, you will be able to just use one single calculation of LAC to solve this problem super quickly. And then the second problem phone is going to talk about is there is the nested aggregation needed in there. You see that the raw data is kind of like the date level, like order, date, transaction level. The data is like at a lot of levels. But what if the customer just want to see something like, I want to see the average sales by region, but it's kind of like the total of country sales and the average by region. Now I have some spoil here basically, and then you can use a very simple calculation function written like that, and then you can bring directly that result into like one small visual that at the region level. You don't even need to include a country in this visual to be able to calculate anything at the country level and then bring it to the visual. So Feng will demo in details about how we do it, how we do this easily in QuickSight with this powerful capability.
Thank you, Emily.
Right.
Hey, hello everyone. My name is Feng Han. I'm a software engineer in QuickSight. Here, I will give you a short demo of what LAC can achieve. As Emily introduced, a join table may have duplicate informations. And in this example, the salary column has duplicate information because each customer may purchase more than one item. And how are we going to calculate the overall average of the salary for all the customers? We are going to remove the duplication first. So to achieve this, we can first create a calculated fields. Let's use max salary, grouping by customer name. So we can name this one as deduped salary. It can be max or min, it doesn't matter because all the values of a single customer will be the same. And then let's create a new video. Let's put the created calculated field into the new video. And now the UI automatically apply a sum to the average. However, we want to apply to the sum to the video. However, we want to use the average. So let's change it. So now you will see the true value, which only calculates 1,400 and 1,500 and divided by 5, which is a total customer count instead of the total rows. So I have to say, without LAC, the workaround can be very complicated. Previously, we have to build rankings based on the customers, then filter out the items whose ranking is not equal to 1, and then do the average. So that's how we get the correct answer. And I'm very glad to say that for now, we don't have to build this complicated solution for our customers, which may sometimes confuse them and confuse us too. So this is a true power of the LAC. Furtherly, I want to introduce another example that Emily just mentioned. So in this table, we have the details of each order transaction. It contains order date, sales values, and the product. However, the reviewer of the dashboard may be only interested in the regions and the country level. They are not interested in the details. How are we? They want to know the total sales of each country, and then they want to know the average of all the countries in each region. How are we going to achieve that? Again, since we are going to create a new video. Since the reviewer only want to know the region level, we are going to put the region into dimensions. Let's use table, which is more intuitive. And then let's create a new calculated field, use LAC. We are going to use sum, sales, and grouping by country, because they want to know the total sales of each country. Let's give a name as the country sales, country total sales.
Feng, yeah, is there a name for this particular interface within QuickSight? Like, so when people afterwards go and start, poking around in the console?
Yeah, it definitely can do that. And any name should be fine.
Oh, but like a name for it. Maybe it's just because I'm not able to see in the top left-hand corner.
So you mean here? Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, great. All right.
Small.
Awesome.
Yeah. So maybe the screen is too small. I will try to slow down to show you all the buttons. Okay. Now we created the new calculated field, which is country total sales. This is the total sales of each country. Let's put in individual. And again, we don't want a sum, we want average. Let's change to be the average. Now we have the correct value of each region grouping by countries. And to give you a little more explanation, if we put the sales directly into the video and use average, it's actually the average of each transaction order, not the total of the country. So that's the powerful of the LAC expression. It aggregates by country level first, then aggregate by region level. Yeah, that will be all of my demo. That's what LAC can achieve. Actually, it's more powerful than what we demo here. and it's waiting for you to explore more. Thank you.
Yeah, I got a question on that. So what you were just showing us, is there anything that people would need to do if they wanted to just save the work that they did?
Yeah, when they want to save the work, they can just first it's automatically saved, and if you want to save it for the future, you can save it by clicking this button, and also you can also share it to others and also publish it as a public dashboard, so everyone who has the permission can see the data, can see the visual.
Got it. So then when you save it, then it'll just, if like the data set updates, then it'll also automatically update
Yes.
the visual itself. That's cool.
Yes.
Cool. That's awesome. Well, thanks so much, Feng, for this exciting demo. And we would really like to hear how we can build on this and how we can get to know more and have our wonderful listeners have some resources to continue to learn about QuickSight. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, for sure. QuickSight is such easy tool to just jump in and then start it to use right away. It's just like a website. You can go and then you can just link your data, and then you just on the way, you can like build your dashboard just a click away. And for this specific feature that we're launching today, we'll just you will just go directly to what Feng just showed, like adding a calculated field, and then you will be able to write this simple syntax over there, starting to use this level aware calculation in your dashboard. And I listed in the screen here several material that you can go. We have this level aware calculation launch post, and then we have the user guide. If you have specific questions, feel free to go there and then look for the details. And I also list a whole lot of material for QuickSight in general. You can go to our QuickSight webpage. You can go to blog posts, and then our YouTube channel has so many good videos for training. And then you can also go to community. We have a really nice community. Many people are there, ask questions, get answered, and then like people just help with each other, building their creative dashboards over there. And then the last one is you can actually go to our sales team, build a bunch of demos over there. They're very fancy, very nice trick that you can use in this Demo Central website.
Yeah, a really great question came up from OSPFLSA7, which is, who is the target audience for QuickSight? Who's the user for it?
That's a great question. So QuickSight is a business intelligence visualization tool, and then we actually targeting a very the broad spectrum of persona, our users, basically, starting from some data person. Like you can use our features of loading data set into QuickSight, prep data over there in our QuickSight environment, and then start from there. That's the data person. We call it data curator. It could be data engineer. It can be data scientist. And then the second persona is our author. Basically, after the data is linked into QuickSight, the author is responsible for building those analyses in QuickSight environment. So the feature that we just launched is basically one of the capabilities that the author will be able to just go through their data set, build whatever they want using different charts, building like those pretty charts to dig into business insights, answering business questions, building those pretty dashboards to show to their leadership, to their stakeholders, to their customer of different perspective of the business. The third persona that we're targeting on is the reader. So whoever consumed the dashboard. So after the authors publishing those dashboard into either an embedded environment or our enterprise, basically a website, and then those readers can come in and interact with those dashboard. They can select some filters on their dashboard. They can just click and then see data changes accordingly to their interactions. And then they can view those dashboard and then get some business question answered and the insights derived from those dashboard. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, I really like that answer. I mean, it kind of relates to a startup that I was working with. The person who was actually creating QuickSight's dashboards. This was a non-technical person. His experience with was Excel. spreadsheets, and he was the one who was going in and actually creating the dashboards. And I know he was saying, at least it was, he liked that it was pretty intuitive, drag and drop, and was able to get something up and running pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's exactly our mission. Like, we target on a simple, intuitive experiences for our users. Now, like, a lot of times people go to their data team, they go to their data scientist and IT team back and forth and ask them to prepare the data for them, build some calculation there, build some like different data join. And so our mission is really to enable those people, like not IT people, not having like a SQL skills or anything. They just go to the environment of QuickSight, start from there. They can just build all those dashboards by themselves, because we have those powerful but intuitive, simple capabilities like supported in-house of QuickSight.
All right, yes, there's one quick question and then we'll just wrap up because we've got another awesome segment coming up. So the question was, does QuickSight integrate with machine learning?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you for the question, James. Yes, if you search online for QuickSight Q, it's actually one of our very people are so looking forward. It's kind of the capability of combining the machine learning with QuickSight dashboard and then like analysis capability. People will be able to directly and ask questions in a natural language in QuickSight, and then QuickSight can automatically pop up those dashboards for you. So that's the QuickSight Q is some capability that our customers are super excited about.
Cool.
Emily and Fung, this was fantastic. Oh, Ani, were you going to say something?
After you.
Yeah, this was fantastic. Thank you so much for telling us all about some things that are going on with QuickSight, showing us a demo, and showing where people can get started.
Yeah, and I was just going to add, with all of this exciting QuickSight stuff, if you all could please just fill out the survey so we can get your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.